Are these stories just folklore, or do they hide fragments of real history buried in Scotland's mist? I'm Kim, and this is Hung Channel.
Do you know the eerie legends of the Banshee, the Washerwoman of Fate, and the weeping Highland spirits? Tonight, we'll uncover their secret origins and the chilling tales behind these ancient Celtic figures. By the end of this story, you'll understand why the cries still echo through the misty glens of Scotland and Ireland. The origin of the Banshee. The name Banshee has become one of the most iconic spirits in all of Celtic folklore. It comes from the Old Irish Banshee, meaning woman of the fairy mound, or simply fairy woman. In Irish legend, the Banshee is a sorrowful female spirit whose mournful wailing foretells death. Yet, in Scotland, her image and story took on more intricate and varied forms. The tale of the Banshee first spread across Ireland before travelling to Scotland alongside the Celtic peoples. Unlike many other folk spirits, her origin was not rooted in a single myth, but deeply connected to Celtic social structures and beliefs. Her cries were not born of empty loneliness. They expressed devotion to her clan and a mournful acceptance of death's inevitability. With the rise of Christianity, this harbinger of death was reinterpreted. The Banshee became more than a mourner. She became a symbol of nature's sorrow itself, a cultural echo of grief and remembrance. In the Scottish Highlands, this symbolism evolved further, merging with local ghostly traditions to form two distinct spirits of the north: Nighe, the Washerwoman of Fate, and Caoineag, the Weeper of the Glens. Nighe, the Washerwoman of Fate. In the misty Highlands of Scotland, Nighe is said to appear beside the quiet streams, washing the burial shrouds of those fated to die. According to legend, her presence is never random. She is often linked to women who died in childbirth, souls cursed to wash the blood-stained garments of others until the moment they would have died naturally. Her appearance varies from tale to tale. Some describe her as a small, sorrowful woman, others as something far more unsettling, with unnaturally long breasts or webbed feet like a creature of the river. Her task is to cleanse the garments of the dead, and by doing so, she foretells death itself. Those who see her know that fate has already sealed their end. It is said that if one can approach her unseen and catch her, the washerwoman will reveal whose life hangs in the balance. But if she sees you first, death will not be far behind. Caoineag, the Weeper of the Glen. Unlike Nighe, the Caoineag is rarely seen at all. She's a presence felt only through sound, her wailing echoing through the valleys, lochs, and waterfalls of the Highlands. Her crying is not merely for the dead, but for those about to suffer tragedy. The Caoineag's form is elusive, a voice made flesh that drifts on the wind. Her cry shifts like mist, sometimes a scream, sometimes an echo among the hills. In folklore, she is closely tied to certain Highland clans, her laments foretelling battles, massacres, or great misfortunes. One of the most famous stories comes from the Glen massacre of 1692. In the days before the slaughter, locals claimed to have heard a woman's sorrowful wailing in the glen, the voice of the Caoineag mourning the dead before they fell. In these tales, she is not only a herald of death, but the very grief of nature itself, the sound of the earth mourning human cruelty. Her cry stirs the wind and ripples the lochs as though the land itself weeps for mankind. The Shadow of History, The Curse of Fearn Abbey. On October 10, 1742, tragedy struck the ancient Fearn Abbey in Easter Ross, Scotland. During Sunday service, the roofs suddenly collapsed. Over 100 worshippers were gathered that morning. When the great beams gave way, the church turned into a tomb. Official records tell of at least 30 deaths, but locals whispered of something more sinister. Days before the disaster, villagers claimed to have heard a woman crying near Loch Slim, her voice rising and falling like a funeral hymn. Some said it was Ben Lake, others swore it was the Caoineag. A young girl from Cromarty later told of seeing a tall woman by the lakeshore, beating blood-stained garments with a wooden stick. Shirts and sheets soaked in red hung from the grass around her. Terrified, the girl ran back to the village, but no one believed her. When the roof fell days later, the loch was renamed the Lake of Bloody Clothes. Fearn Abbey was forever marked as a cursed place, and this event remains one of the most chilling historical footprints of the Bean-Nice's lament. The crying continues. From the Banshee labyrinth to Highland recordings, centuries have passed, yet these legends have not faded. In fact, they have found new life in the modern age. In Edinburgh, the Banshee Labyrinth pub is said to have earned its name after workers heard weeping during renovations, and later received news of a loved one's death. Since then, the bar has been known as one of Scotland's most haunted sites. Elsewhere in the Highlands, eerie echoes still persist. A sound engineer recording natural ambience on Benbecula Island once captured faint sobbing carried by the wind, a distinctly female voice, though no one was nearby. When he analyzed the audio, he found frequencies resembling human tones, layered with haunting reverberations, as if the voice came not from the air, but from the ruins themselves. Some say the Highlands remember their dead. Some say the Banshee still weeps among them. Epilogue. Why do they still weep? Banshee, Bennick, Caoineag. These names are more than folklore. They are symbols of a shared human fear, the inevitability of death, and the sorrow that follows it. Their cries echo through Irish and Scottish culture as a reminder, not of monsters, but of mourning. They are memories given voice, carrying the grief of generations. From Ireland's green hills to Scotland's stormy glens, these spirits endure. They are not merely omens of death. They are reflections of our acceptance of fate, our reverence for those who came before. They are myth-made sound, the lament of time itself. So when you hear a distant wail carried by the Highland wind, ask yourself, is it only the wind, or are the forgotten voices of the past still calling out to us, weeping for what was lost and for what will come again? I'm Kim. Please subscribe, like, and share. And stay with me. You have never faced the dark unknown.